In this bulletin, all is revealed. Acquiring imaging business is not a new strategy to acquiring market share. Hello, I'm David Gibbons and here is the news. The print consumables industry has been abuzz with talk about mergers and acquisitions in the last few weeks. The acquisition of the US-based static control by China-based Apex in May was followed by another China-based company, SGT, becoming the shareholder of the global network of Cartridge World stores. And it's caught many by surprise. Simply put, as industries mature, they consolidate in order to capture more technology know-how and market share. Vertical integration is one model that allows manufacturing companies to acquire their raw materials suppliers as well as their distributors to control workflow and market share. But it's not a new strategy. One company in China has been busy building a strong enterprise for more than 30 years. Earlier, I spoke with founding chairman of China-based Print-Rite, Arnold Ho, at his offices in Zhuhai. Greetings, Arnold.
Hi. David, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Have you been surprised by all these recent mergers and acquisitions that have been taking place? Or are people just catching up with you?
Must be a busy month for you, right?
It's very busy.
Yeah. Yes, I would say so. But as we have these statement saying that it's due to the market situation, the stock market situation in China. And so that's why it makes this happen.
Yeah. So Print-Rite is no stranger to the vertical integration business model. What does vertical integration mean to you?
Well, I think this is very important especially from the technology point of view. For example, our laser products. I think in the aftermarket worldwide, we are the only one company who can manage this from the drums to the toners, the chips. Of course, still a lot of plastic parts as well. But in aftermarket, I think we are the only one in the world who can own all this technology. While even though in the OEM side, there may be only Canon, Ricoh, Xerox, they have such capabilities. Not every OEM has these capabilities. So this vertical integration on the laser is very important on on your new product development, on the how the different parts can be using together. I think that is very important.
Now, Print-Rite has acquired two companies in the past, a toner manufacturer, an OPC manufacturer, and you've even started up your own chip manufacturing business. So how has this strategy worked out for Print-Rite?
You will see today, actually we were one of the I think we are the first one on the chips development. We have our own chips development in about 15 years. And for the drum, we bought from AEG Germany and about a couple of years ago. And our toner is more than 10 years as well, which we JV with ICMI, which ICMI was a 80 years old company at that time on the toner side. So we have a very strong this kind of utilization of different technology into one product. We can combine all of the knowledge, how to make a good product. A lot of companies, they only make a toner or make drums or only make drums and toners and the chips by other company and the roller and the plastic parts by another company. So they will spend longer time than us to understand any issues and to resolve it. Because we have this capability, it will shorten our development time and also shorten our time to understand the issues is whatever's happened. So it will, shorten our, the time is very important. Yeah.
We'll come back to Arnold Ho shortly. Vincent Tai is the General Manager of Development at the APS OPC Drum Factory in Shanghai in northern China, and he joins me live. Hi Vincent, it doesn't seem that long ago, but APS Shanghai was acquired by Print-Rite back in 2010. We don't hear a lot about APS these days, so what's happened? Are you still there? What's APS's role within Print-Rite?
Thank you for your question, David. Talking about APS, I think most people in this industry know that APS comes from a German OPC specialist, AG Germany. AG Germany started developing and manufacturing OPC since 1964. That means more than 50-year experience. Today, with good reputation in the market, APS are manufacturing over 100 types of print and copier OPC by running full capacity 5 million OPC every year. By joining Print-Rite, of course, it brings us a lot of new opportunities regarding customers and channels, as well as corporate reputation.
Thanks, Vincent. Now let's cross over to Dong Ning in Nanping in southern China, who is the general manager at PTD. Now PTD is a chip manufacturing plant started up fresh by Print-Rite. Hello Dong Ning.
Hello David.
When I started out as a cartridge remanufacturer back in 1992, there was no such thing as a printer cartridge chip. But you know, all that's changed. Chips are with us, as has PTD for many years now. Now, as part of its vertical integration strategy, how has Print-Rite invested in this company that you run?
David, thank you for the question. PTD is not a flashman. Actually, it owns 15 years chip R&D knowledge, dated back years of 2000. The first aftermarket chip used in Epson inkjet cartridge was born here. Okay. For years, we are focusing on customers' satisfaction on stable quality. For example, some popular serial of PTD chip had unique ID to avoid possible recognition problem that users often encounter. Recently, we have got more inquiry from overseas market. We realized that the industry restructuring brings us more opportunity. We are ready for it.
And lastly, we cross over to another company acquired by Print-Rite 15 years ago. I have R&D Senior Manager Jiang Zhang at the ICL in Foshan, also located in the Guangdong province in southern China. Thanks for joining me.
Hello, David.
Unlike printed chips and OPC drums we have just been talking about, toner is not a new imaging technology, and your company ICL started making toner 80 years ago. Toner is probably one of the most vital ingredients in a printer cartridge. In fact, a good cartridge, or a bad cartridge for that matter, is often judged by the quality of the toner laid down on the page. So tell me, Jiang, how has ICL, another Print-Rite acquisition, become one of the top toner manufacturers in the world?
Thank you, David. That is about 80 years ago when ICMI started making toner. In year 2000, ICMI joint venture with Print-Rite Group and set up ICL China and started in Zhuhai. The printing consumable capital, which naturally build an ecological environment for us. We are now having a yearly capacity of 7,000 tons of toner, including both conventional and chemical types, and it covers a wide range of models. The fully automation production line in Foshan Industry Park is under SCADA control. Simply speaking, we put raw material in front end and get finished product from the other end of the line. During this process, every single parameter is recorded and monitored. It is an interesting thing. There is only one toner manufacturer in Zhuhai, that is ICL China. Because of this, the business is growing, and we look forward to more cooperation from both domestic and overseas markets. Thanks.
So let's get back to my earlier interview with Print-Rite's chairman, Arnold Ho.
So I can understand how that's helping Print-Rite, but what about your customers? How do they benefit from the fact that you have access to toner and chips and drums and can do all of these things? How does the customer benefit?
Well, our conventional customers are mostly buying the finished goods from us.
Yeah.
So they expected that we have to provide a total solution. So they don't care about whether you produce toner, drum by yourself, chips by yourself or not. Recently, we started to launch our what we call the parts business. We will sell the toner and we will sell the drums and we sell the chips as well. And so to premium customers, we only very selective customers will buy such parts from us. And I think nowadays, because the market changes, so more and more customers now they want to buy the parts from us. So we see this is another good potential business for Print-Rite to develop. Although we are not focusing on these areas before, but it seems that the change of the market giving us a very big opportunities to go into the parts business. If we go to the parts business, I think we have more knowledge than any company because most of the parts company today mostly are trading company. They buy everything from everywhere, so they don't have consolidated vertical integration on the technology. So we definitely have a good advantage if we are going to sell the parts. 2,400
patents you've got. That's amazing. I don't know if any other aftermarket company, and maybe even some OEMs, have so many patents. How are you using your patents in the development of your technologies, and how does that flow through to to customers eventually?
At the beginning, our patents are mostly for defending our own products. We have to prove, we have to ensure our customers, they buy our finished goods, they buy our cartridges that will not infringe any third parties and OEMs patents. But now we have seen that since we have a good this pool of patents, 2,400, as just you mentioned, and we grow about every 1 to 2 patents every day. And now we can see, even though some OEMs infringing our patents. So maybe big news coming for next couple months, you will see. But I can tell you, this is very important. And on this area, the other competitions, very difficult to go ahead with you because you need time, you need a culture, the people respect the IP, they understand what is the patents and then how to draw the paper. So that is not, you can resolve it by money because there's a whole culture of the company. Fortunately, we have this culture in Print-Rite. Although we were facing a lot of challenge for the last 10 to 15 years because of these copycats in market. We are the only one, we don't do copycats. So it is very difficult. But now we can see we will reward by the result.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking with me today.
Thank you very much, David.
I've been talking to Arnold Ho, founding chairman of one of the best-known aftermarket companies in the world. He has been successfully acquiring and establishing businesses to gain the technologies he needs to build his business for decades. And for more breaking news and views, visit iRecyclingTimes.com and pick up a copy of Recycling Times magazine published in English, Chinese, Spanish, Russian and Korean languages every month. Thanks for watching In Touch TV News. I'm David Gibbons.